Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Hey, Rosa. Hey, Rihanna. Hey, Uncle D. Shouldn't you be at work? Hello, everyone. Hey, Drea. Hello, hello. Waiting for more people to come in, and then I will get started on this live that I promised you all that I would do. So I'm holding myself accountable. My hair is braided up right now, but I will take the braids down because I know you want to see the hair. I know you want to see the hair. I have a list of questions that a few of you asked, posted in my story. But if there are any additional questions, please drop them in the question box. Hey, Kennedy. Hey, Ebony. Thanks, Kennedy. So let me start taking these braids down. My hair has been in these 2 cornrows since Friday, only because I went cycling and I sweat a lot when I cycle. And so I just braid my hair up. So I'll braid it up like this for going to bed some nights. If I want a crinkly look, which you all will see, we'll see together. And when I cycle. Hey, Slim. So let me take this down. And as I said, it's been like this since Friday. How's everyone doing? What's been going on? For those who celebrate the holidays, are we getting ready for next week's festivities? Ooh, that feels good. I requested to have your hair product stash. You did. We'll talk. That stash is very, very limited. A lot of people were in an uproar from the reel that I posted, but I was throwing away products that I didn't need, but for the most part they were empty. I couldn't even tell what I was throwing away. I'm using this tool here just to cut the rubber band so that I don't snatch my hair. And if you notice, I'll show you guys, the rubber band is colored. Ouch. That just popped me. It is colored. So yes, the majority of the products that I was using have been used up. There is a product that I did have to or will have to throw away. Yeah, so this was blue. Pop that. There is a product that was remaining that I will have to throw away because I will no longer need. And I've had it for over a year, so that will not be given to anyone. But so, like I said, the 2 Dutch braids, cornrows, I don't know what you call them, were in my hair since Friday. I'm taking my hair down today for you guys because I know you want to see it. If I wasn't doing this live, they would have stayed in until tomorrow morning in preparation for work. So hopefully you can see that well. Let me put this ring light on and see. Does that make it better? I feel like now I'm blind. I can't see. Let's dull it down a little bit. Okay. So here we go. This is my hair. And as you all know, I got my Sisterlocks established last week, Thursday. So November 13th, November 14th is when I got my Sisterlocks established. And I am going to go from the questions that were posted in my stories. And if anyone else have any additional questions, you can leave them in the question box. I don't see any questions so far. You can leave them in the question box, okay? So welcome, everyone. I see Mabel, Rhoda, Curly Q. Welcome. I think I greeted everyone. And so, I'm not going in any particular order. And there weren't a lot of questions, but I failed to write down who asked what question. So I do apologize, but some questions were repeated, and so we'll go from there. I feel like I should go in order. So let me do that. Let me go in order. So someone had asked, one, did I get Sisterlocks in my hair? The answer is yes. I got Sisterlocks. And of course, the next question is why? Why did you choose to lock your hair? So, long story short, I think y'all heard me greet my uncle earlier. His wife, my aunt, had Sisterlocks, I want to say, maybe 17, 18 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. And I loved how her Sisterlocks had flourished over the years. I know for certain that she had them from like 2006 to 2013. During that time, I was relaxed and loved my relaxed hair, but knew that I wanted to go natural around 2010. And so before deciding on getting Sisterlocks or any type of locks, I wanted to get to know what my natural hair was like. So I did my big chop from relaxed hair in October of 2012. And from then on, I was like, well, let me learn about my natural hair. Let me do styles with my natural hair. Let me pretty much get to know my hair, because I had been chemically treated since I was, I want to say 5, even younger, with Jerry curl, then perms after that, or relaxers. And I had that pretty much until adulthood. I think I was maybe in my 30s, approaching 30s, something like that, when I went natural. So yeah. So that's the reason why I decided to get Sisterlocks. I wanted a change. I had pretty much felt like I established everything, most of the goals that I wanted to have on my natural hair. I didn't really reach my length goal, but I wasn't too focused on that. I wanted to play around with styles. I wanted to do color. I wanted to learn like how to master twist outs, perm rod sets, and of course, lastly, wash and goes, which most of you who follow me know me for doing, learning and styling my hair in a wash and go. So that's the reason why I chose locks, Sisterlocks in particular, because I like the fact that the locks are small, that they mimic, hey Caroline, that they mimic, and Nisa, I like the fact that Sisterlocks mimic like loose natural hair as far as styling, like you've seen at the beginning of this video. And I'll save this live, or at the beginning of the live, which I will save. My hair was in 2 cornrows. Those are things that I can do with my hair. I wanted a grid established. So I have a middle part here, which I haven't worn it in a middle part. But I wanted a grid established so that if I wanted to style my hair differently, I didn't have to worry about parting it. The parts are already here. All I have to do is run my finger down and do whatever it is that I needed to do. I can roll it. I can braid it. I probably won't, but if I wanted to, I can add extensions. So I wanted the versatility with Sisterlocks. I could have gotten micro locks, because micro locks can be done as small, but it doesn't have the established grid like Sisterlocks. Sisterlocks come with a specific size, which micro locks can mimic, but it's not the same. Sisterlocks are also installed through an interlocking method, and micro locks can be installed with braids, twists, coils. So that's the route that I chose, and I made sure that I vetted and researched my loctician very well. I had been following her or knew of her for 6 years because it was an influencer. My loctician is Aziza, and I will tag her in this video when I post it for those who are interested in seeing her page. But she did a Sisterlock establishment for an influencer that I was following 6 years ago, and she's been on, you know, I've been holding her name in my back pocket because I knew when it was time for me to establish my Sisterlocks, that was who I was going to go to, as long as she was still doing them at the time. So that's one. I had a question about price. Was it expensive? And the answer is depending on your pockets. I will not say yes. I will not say no. I will tell you what I paid, which somebody... So the price for my loctician, as of now, so this is the end of 2024, this could change in the future, and I'm sure these are not the prices she had in the past, but the Sisterlocks were $1,800 for 5 inches of hair. And if you had hair longer than 5 inches, it was $100 for each additional inch. I had 8 inches of hair, so that came up to a total of $2,100. The $2,100 that I paid included a consultation, which was $100 that I paid for in September. And it included my deposit, which was $600 to hold my spot to get my locks established November 13th and 14th. So I had paid 2 months in advance for these bad boys. Like, I was committed. I was ready. I was ready. And the $2,100 also will cover my first retightening, which is scheduled for middle of December, like the 15th, 16th, something like that. Any additional reties that I would get with my loctician, I think is between $175 and $200. I'm not sure, because my first retie is included. So I paid $2,100. I knew that I was going to get Sisterlocks because I had vetted, and my consultation, which was $100, was in September. So I had 2 months, if necessary. It wasn't necessary, but I had 2 months, if necessary, to save the remainder of the balance for my install. So could I have gone to someone else? Yes. There are other locticians in the area. My stylist is a traveling stylist, but she works out of Brooklyn when she is in New York. She also works out of DC, and she's in partnership with her sister, who I believe is in Tennessee and Virginia. I don't know if Aziza still has clients in those areas, but her and her sister pretty much have this business going. So she's out of Brooklyn. I could have went to someone in Harlem who charged $15.75 for their Sisterlocks installations and $200 for retie. Could have went to someone in Queens who had a price of $1,200, I believe, and she's a fairly new loctician. $1,200 for the establishment of her to establish Sisterlocks. Or I could have went to Long Island at $2,000. So yes, the prices range based on the person who you decide to go with. As I said, I had vetted Aziza 6 years ago, so I knew I was going to go to her. And in addition to that, my friend and colleague had her locks established in November of last year, and I put her on to Aziza as well. So she was pretty much the one. Once I saw what her hair looked like after a year, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this. So that's where we are. Okay, so I asked those questions. Was it a painful process getting the locks placed? Did it feel like getting mini twists in? So that is a good question. I do not have I'm not tender headed. I don't have a tender scalp. So the process for me was not painful. Afterwards, my scalp felt sore to touch because you are parting the hair, right? I'll talk about time as well, how long everything took, but you are parting the hair, and then you're also interlocking the hair. And so you're constantly like in the hair, longer than you would be if you were doing twists, longer than you would be if you were doing box braids with or without extensions. So it wasn't painful, but my scalp did have some soreness, but it wasn't anything that was manageable, and I didn't need like Tylenol or aspirin or anything for that. So yeah, that answers that question. And it was similar to, getting your hair box braided with extensions. If you've ever experienced that, it was kind of the same process. Talked about the price. Was it tough getting rid of all of the products you no longer needed? It wasn't tough getting rid of them because, as I stated, my consultation was in September and my installation date was in November. So I had 2 months to kind of use up the products that I needed. Whatever style I wanted to do, I got out of my system. The only style that I did not get a chance to repeat was a silk press. So I pretty much only had, if I was went natural in 2012, I've only had 2 suppressors. One most recently, when I got my color done, which was March of this year. So that's the only style that I would have repeated if I had time, but I didn't have time. So most of my products I had used up. I did mention earlier that there is one product, y'all gonna get on me for this, that I did not use up, that I have to throw away, but it's not a lot left, and that is I Create Hold. I was buying 1-liter bottles of the shampoo, conditioner, gels, and I had recently bought a bottle of I Create Hold sometime in 2023, and I did not use the whole bottle. I will not donate that product to anyone because it has been opened over the 12 months of its shelf life, and I do not want to cause any irritation on anyone's scalp. So there was maybe, I don't know, I want to say maybe 1/4 of the bottle that is remaining that will be thrown away. But everything else I used up. Someone questioned Ember. Ember was all used up. Remember, I started using Ember before the release. So I think I was introduced to Ember in 2023. Was it 22? Yeah, I was introduced to Ember in 2022. It was released to you guys in June of 23. Something along those lines. And Abena will correct me if I'm wrong. But I had all of my Ember products, except for one, has been the prototypes before they were released. I never purchased after, once everything was released, I had never purchased a new bottle of Ember except for my liter, which pretty much was used up. So, Ember, I'm going to miss you, but I did not waste it. Hey, Caroline said, yes, you put us all on Ember. You are the reason I started using Ember. Yes, and continue to use Ember, and continue to use my discount code of DSmileyBeFace and get you 15% off of Ember, especially because the Heavy Hold Base Gel will be launching soon. And so I know a lot of you would like to try that, which I've experienced using, so I can provide insight on that once it's released. But yeah, so it was not hard getting rid of the products because I practically used them up. How did your hair products and tools change now that you have locks? As of right now, I've been locked a week. My products and tools have not really changed because I haven't done anything to my hair yet. So I showed you all the rubber band cutting tool that I use. And that's because rubber bands are going to be a part of my life. They're going to be implemented. And I use plastic rubber bands like this. Can you guys see that? Yeah. And they're colored, right? I have about 50 small bags. I don't even know how many are in here. I got these from Amazon. But rubber bands are going to be a part of my life. Here's 2 that I cut off earlier today. Right? Rubber bands are going to be a part of my life because as my locks are still baby, they're still new. When I work out, I'll braid my hair up like the 2 cornrows that you guys have seen. I'll put rubber bands on the end. I have not washed my hair yet. I plan on washing. I thought I was going to wash it today, but I don't feel like it. So probably sometime this week, I will, hey Shanique, I will wash my hair, and I have to do what they call braid and band. So what that is taking small sections of my hair. This might be too big. I haven't done it yet. Making sure I leave space at the roots and either braiding or twisting the ends of the hair like so. And once I get to the end, because my hair is loose here, I will fold it, like tuck it under and put a rubber band on it. So that's what it would look like when I wash my hair. And we want to make sure that I have enough space to get to my roots. So I have to braid and band every time I wash my hair. So that's why rubber bands have been implemented. I keep this spray bottle. What is this? Oh, this is a Kinkestry bottle that I got. Right now, it just has bottled water, Poland Spring water. in it. I will add essential oils to it, like rosemary or tea tree or something. I have to figure out exactly what I want to add to the water. But right now, this is just water. And I just go through and spray my hair, shake, fluff, and go. Haven't used anything else. I can still use mousse or styling foams. And that is for if I'm doing like a rod set or twist out, things of that nature. I can still use styling foams. I will be reincorporating leave-in conditioners, but the liquid kind. So the kind that's light, airy, I can spray on my hair. Those are safe for me to use. No creams, nothing heavy, no gels. I'm not laying down my edges. So those products like that are done. There's a lot of edge control that I had that I would not be using. Most of those things my sister-in-law has taken, and my mom has taken, and my sister to use. So right now my products have not changed. I still will be shampooing. Caroline says, how often do you have to wash your hair now? There is no often. A lot of people, I did a lot of research before I get my locks. Some people said they waited or had to wait the first 4 to 6 weeks before washing their hair. Some people waited to their retire to get their hair washed by their loctician. My loctician, and when she works out of Brooklyn, does not wash the hair. So I don't have a problem with that because I can wash my own hair. And so she stated when I got my hair locked last week that I can wash it whenever I want. So most likely it's probably like if I feel like I have some buildup, which I shouldn't because like I said, I'm only using water. But if I'm doing like a style, before I do a style, I would wash my hair. So I think my regimen will probably be every 2 weeks to get my, for washing my hair. Let me see. Are there any other products, tools? I no longer need combs. Can't throw all of those out because most of you know, I still do my family's hair. I do grandma's hair. I do my boyfriend's hair, sister. Everybody comes and get their hair done. So there are products that still remain for me to use on their hair. But like combs, I won't need. Brushes, I won't need. So those type of tools. I still have my hooded dryer because I will need that because when I braid and band my hair to wash, or even if I do any style, before I take the braids out or the style out, my hair has to be completely dry because I want to avoid my hair slipping out of the interlock process since they're still fresh. So I still would need or can use my hooded dryer. I still can use my Dyson with the diffuser attachment. I still can use those things. I can still do perm rods, curl formers. Those tools, you know, have been clean and ready to go. So those things are still good. Caroline says, this regimen sounds so easy with the hard eyes. Yes. I mean, they say that locks, Sisterlocks, micro locks, are low maintenance, meaning it's not much that you have to do. And that's another reason why I got them. There's a lot of changes that have been happening in my life for good. More busy, got, promoted to a new job last year. So I completed that first year of probation. So I know a lot of more work responsibilities will be coming up. I also have a part-time job that, mines my time in the evenings. And so I want to be able to sometimes just be able to go, right? And not have to worry about styling, doing my hair. This is vacation hair. I don't have to go book an appointment to get box braids for a 2-week vacation. Haven't had box braids in about 7 years anyway. But you get what I'm saying. I don't have to worry about those things. Tools that I can use. I still have ponytail holders. I still will have and use my puff cuff. So those things, to help with styling will remain. Headbands, scarves, bonnets, those things I will still, utilize. Do you have to do this rubber band tying process for the life of your Sisterlocks, or is it just initially for the first 6 months or so? So I won't know exactly how long I would have to do it until my loctician says my locks have locked. So for now, my plan and how I'm thinking about it is to braid and band my hair when washing at least for a year. Some people have done it longer. I can still do it after I'm locked, because braiding the hair, wetting it, and letting it dry will give it, a textured look, so that it's not flat. So I would continue to do it, but once it's locked and I get the go ahead that I don't have to braid and band anymore, then I can just wash my hair loose. But I don't know when that will happen, but I'm assuming I'll be doing it for a year. I don't know what it's going to be like because I haven't done it yet. And I thought about doing it like live or recording a video, but I'm like, nah, the first time I need to figure things out and make sure that I'm doing it okay before I show it or, provide any advice. Let me trial and error it myself first. So, yeah. Let's see. Do I have a goal length that I want to achieve from my locks? My goal length for my natural hair has always been bra strap length. When I was a loose natural, the longest I got to was armpit. I don't know where my armpit was, armpit length. And so that bra strap length would still be my goal. I don't want hair all the way down my back. I don't want hair down to my waist. I don't want to have to move my hair out the way when I need to use the bathroom. So we'll see. Will I cut them if they get too long? I don't know. It's going to take a while for me to get there, but we'll see. But bra strap length is the goal that I have in mind. And because I decided to get Sisterlocks, my boyfriend and I were talking about it, and he made me commit to keeping them in for 5 years. At least 5 years. So whatever we get to in 5 years, we'll do. And then if I change my mind later, I could do something different later. But I mean, it's an investment. And so I want to, make sure that I get to see my investment flourish, right? So I got several questions about how many individual locks that I have. I do not know. I have not counted. I don't know if I will count. I probably will, because that's a question that everyone wants to know. I can assume maybe between 300 to 400. I have no idea. But I might count them. If I do decide to count them, I may count them, on a live with a Q&A. So we'll see. Ebony says, do you plan to retouch your color? Yes, I do. My colorist, Colleen, and I had a conversation before I got my Sisterlocks established. I spoke to her in reference to getting them done because I also wanted to make sure that it would not ruin my color, because a product that I would not be using often or at all is a deep conditioner. And we know that conditioning deep conditioners is good to keep the vibrancy of the color. And so she and I spoke at my last appointment, which was, when did I see her? I think it was August. I think it was August when I met with her. And she stated that once my locks are established, once my hair is locked and I don't have a risk of my hair slipping, I can come to her to get my Sisterlocks colored. She has done them in the past, so she knows that I will be back sometime next year. But yes, that was another thing. I was happy that I got my hair colored before the install, because once you get the locks established, there's no coloring. You're like, have to avoid a lot of things because the hair is interlocked. The hair can loosen up and the lock will come apart. Caroline says, your hair is so full, I am guessing over 500. Hold on to that guess, because when I do decide to count, I'll probably do like a giveaway or something in reference to that. Like I'll make it fun, because I don't want to be boring sitting there for an hour counting. But 500 is a good number. 500 is a lot. It's a lot. But I haven't even started to count. How often do you need to get them retightened? So as of now. My establishment was November 14th. My retie is scheduled for December 15th, 16th, something like that. That would be 4-ish weeks after the initial install. Once I see Aziza in December and she sees how much new growth I have, she and I can determine how often she thinks I will need to come back for reties. On average, people go anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. Some people go 8 weeks. And I know with Aziza, if anything is stretched longer than that, it will cost more, because now she's charging by the hour. How long is it going to take to retie the hair? A retie probably, I think she said it'll take me about 2 hours, maybe 3. I won't know until after the first time. But if I let my hair, grow out longer past 8 or 12 weeks, it's going to be a longer time to establish. It's also going to be not looking too fresh. So my goal is hopefully every 8 weeks, because every 4 weeks is a lot. That's once a month getting my hair done, which I'm not used to. Seeing my tight curl specialist, Savannah, and then my colorist, Carlene, my appointments were scheduled for every 12 weeks, and that was something that was manageable. So I think I can do 8 weeks. I think. So we'll see. And how much does it cost to do the retie? So my first retie was included in my initial cost of $2,100. And I believe it's between $175 and $200. I really think it's $200, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will have to provide an updated information on that. But I think $200 for the retie that's reasonable. I don't mind paying that. Will you learn to retie yourself? Absolutely. I will absolutely learn to retie myself. Aziza has a mentoring program. I haven't spoken to her about it. I do want her to be able to retie my locks at least for 6 months, or until they are fully locked, before I attempt to do them myself. But I would like to know how to do them in the event that I need to. But people who do their own reties are taking like 6 hours to do them. It's not as quick, because I can't see the back of my hair. And so the setup would be as if I was braiding the back of my hair, right? The 3-way mirror, a light, another light, hair clips to separate the hair, a parting comb to make sure I don't mess up the grid. Like that's a lot. So I will learn. And because I do my own hair anyway, I'm sure I will be able to do them myself. But I'm going to enjoy letting somebody else do them in the meantime. Let's see. Are you still adjusting to the locks, or was it an easy transition? It was an easy transition. It was an easy transition. I think for me, the adjustment period will come after they're locked. So right now, this looks loose, like a loose natural. This looks like, like a wave, a braid out. It looks like the texture it's not really stiff. It's like when I did my micro mini twist in August, right? So that's how my hair feels. The texture is going to change once they solidify. That's what I'm a little bit nervous about, and how my hair would look then. But right now, it's easy peasy. When I went cycling the first time after getting my locks established, I was running late. Ran into cycling class. We were just getting set up on my bike before we started the class. And I was in the class just braiding my hair up real quick. I had some ponytail holders. I braided it real quick, tied it up, braided the other side, and was ready to go. Super easy. Super easy. So it's shaking and going is very easy transition. So we'll see how everything progresses moving forward. For anyone thinking of doing Sisterlocks but nervous, any advice to help them make the jump? I would say do it, but I'm still new. And when I had my consultation with Aziza in September, she asked me, what was I waiting for? If I had been watching her for 6 years, if my aunt had it, 17 years ago, 17, 18 years ago, and it was something that I liked, what's stopping me from doing it? And honestly, it was one, I had never thought about like locks, like the connotation, the thought of locking hair was never something that I imagined myself doing or having. Sisterlocks is a different take on it. And so once I found out more about it, I was just like, I don't know what I'm waiting for. I don't know what I'm waiting for, right? I really just wanted to learn my hair and play around with my hair, but I can still do those things. The only thing that I'm missing now is my curl pattern, right? Wash and goes can still be wash and goes, but I wouldn't be using 3 gels. I wouldn't be having to do all that. I'm still shampooing my hair, right? I no longer have to detangle. So I would say go for it and try it. Locks are meant to be or thought to be a permanent style. But you can comb them out. If I decided to change my mind, I could comb them out. That would be a waste of $2,100, but it can be done over the course of however long it would take. In the future, if I decide I no longer want to keep them or I want to go back to my loose hair, I can take them out or I can do a big chop. But I say if anyone's nervous and they've been thinking about doing it, do it. But definitely do your research. Follow other people who have locks. Find out what kind of locks you want. As I mentioned earlier, I have Sisterlocks, but they have micro locks. Micro locks can be started. Sisterlocks are started through interlocking, which is pretty much like you starting the hair. You're starting the lock from the end of the hair, and you're kind of like interlocking it, and you're working your way up. Right? When we braid out hair, we braid from the root down, but interlocking works from the bottom up. Micro locks can be done with braids, coils, twists, however you want to do it. So there's different ways. So I would definitely say do your research and ask me questions because I'm going on this journey and this is all new to me. Will you be doing a true wash and go? So when I think of a true wash and go, that is washing your hair, shampoo and or conditioner, getting out of the shower or whatever, putting on some clothes and going. And the answer to that question is no, with that description. A true or a wash and go as far as washing my hair, not really having to put any product on it and waiting for my hair to dry and then going, yes. In the summertime, I'm pretty sure I can wash and go. But that will be once my locks are a little bit more established. Right now, since I have to braid and band, it wouldn't be considered a true wash and go. But I'm looking forward to that, right? 10 minutes of shampooing, rinsing it out, making sure there's no shampoo remaining, using my t-shirt to dry my hair. I have you guys have seen it in some of my wash day videos, it's a t-shirt material versus a towel to scrunch my hair and keep it moving. So I look forward to that day. Let's see. What are some differences between this journey and your previous one? Differences. I haven't found any yet. And when I think of differences, I'm thinking of learning new things, right? Because I've been natural for so long, because even when I was relaxed, I was doing my own hair, I was doing my own relaxers. I'm familiar with, the techniques of doing and styling my hair. I don't see anything different between this journey and the next one, other than having to, again, put my hair in the care of someone else. Going to see my loctician, ensuring that, she's doing my hair, interlocking it. She's noticing any concerns that may pop up and we are addressing them. I don't really see any differences. It's just a different way of life. Like, I'll still be styling. I'll still be perm rods and roller sets. I think a lot of the lock girlies use pipe cleaners. I haven't purchased any pipe cleaners yet, but that may be something to do along the lines. I see a lot of lock girlies with jewels in their hair. Not ready for that yet. I'm still new. I'm still a baby. And so, but you know, it's just like any journey. You're just learning what you like, what you don't like, and how things will fit in. I will say one thing I will have to get used to, and not really, but the shrinkage. The shrinkage is going to happen because my hair is not hanging how it was when it was first established. Lucky for this cut, the shape is shaping. Let me turn around and show you guys the back. It's probably a little flat since I took those braids out. Turn a little bit. So, I mean, everything should be, you know, the same. This is what it's looking like. All these parts and sections. No. I run through my hair a lot. That's another thing I would have to do after I wash it, is just kind of go through row by row to make sure all of the individual locks are separated. We want to make sure that there's no marrying or webbing. So, are you planning on growing the locks for length? Hey, Ashley, thanks for that question. And thank you everyone else for your questions as well. I'm going to let them grow. I wasn't really thinking about, oh, that's not true. I was thinking about length when I got them installed, but I know I won't see length for about 2 years. So it wasn't really length that I was chasing. And I said earlier that I'm not looking to have locks going all the way down my back. I don't want them waist length. I don't want to have to move my hair out the way before I sit down and use the bathroom. Like, I don't want that. So my length goal would be mid-back length, which is a goal that I had when I was a loose natural. And the longest my hair had been relaxed was armpit length. And I think at one time when I was natural, just stretching my hair, it was close to armpit before I got my first taper, which was, I think, in 2018, 19, something like that. Do you have a Revere? I see persons with locks using it to stretch them. I do have a Revere. I've had one for a long time. I bought the Revere when it first came out. It's in a closet somewhere. Not somewhere, because I use it when I do my boyfriend's hair at times, when he wants his hair twisted on stretched hair. So I probably would be able to use that to stretch my locks, but being a loose natural, having tight curls, tight hair, I never really was into like stretching my hair or blowing out my roots to give me more length. So that's not something I think I would be worried about. My sister has locks down to her knees. I know she had them for years. Oh, down to her knees, she has had to have them for years. Are they heavy? Because that's what I think about. Like, and how do you sleep at night when your locks are to your knees? Like, do I have to wrap it around my whole head or keep it up top here? And now that's extra weight and I'm looking like a bobblehead. Like, I don't want to have to deal with all of that. And I sleep pretty, but not too pretty. Like, I'm on my side, I'm on my back. I don't want to have to be moving hair out the way. So I think, as you said, mid-back length, I think is a good length. I should be satisfied with that. Let's see. Are you worried about your hair getting or looking frizzy at all? That is something that I would have to get used to. When you look, I don't know if you guys can see. Up close, let's see if I can get a lock. It's kind of hard to see. All right, here you go. You see like there's some frizzies coming out of the lock? Like, that's what I have to anticipate. If I were to go and get my hair braided, but at the African hair braiding salon or any other salon that braids with extensions, you know how they go along the braid to cut to make sure everything is clean? That doesn't happen with Sisterlocks. And so I know that there's going to be some areas of frizziness, but I don't think it's going to, hope it doesn't hinder me on my journey or cause me to have any negative feelings towards them. So I think it would have to be something that I would have to experience to know exactly how I would feel. But that is a good question, because they're not gonna always look perfect. They're not gonna always look like I'm not gonna always be able to see my scalp, right? As my hair grows out, I've only had my hair locked for a week, so you can still see my parts. At 4 weeks, that may not be the case. And then that's when, it'll be time for me to go and get a retie. And that's when my grit will come back and you can see my parts. And then 4 to 6 weeks later, it'll get frizzy and then I have to do it all over again. So I don't know what it's going to look like as it grows out before my reties. So I'll have to experience that when the time comes. So those are all of the questions that were sent to me based on my post. Let me see. I don't think there's anything in the question box. Nope. But if there are any other questions, please feel free to drop them below. I'm trying to see if I can think of anything else. I don't know. I know for other people who have gotten, or if you are considering getting locking your hair, definitely, I said earlier, do your research. You want to make sure that the person who is going to establish your locks has show their work on social media, which is big now. You want to be able to maybe even talk to previous or current clients of them, just to see how they are liking their hair. Just to make sure that it's the right commitment for you. Consultations are not free. As I said, I paid $100 for my consultation, and that was included in my installation price. But had I not gone to Aziza after my consultation, then she would have $100. And if I needed to vet other stylists, that would be another $100 or $200 or $50 or whatever. And so, I didn't feel the need to do that. I did have another stylist who was closer to me, who I was looking into. And I liked her work, but I just knew I wanted to go to Aziza. So it's just like, even if I decide to switch later on, that's something different. That's always an option. But I was like, I'd rather pay the money to know that I'm getting what I want, to know that it is being established the correct way, instead of going to just anybody who says, they do locks. Is there any issues with traction alopecia with Sisterlocks, or is that with other forms of locks, or just a misnomer? I have heard of people who have traction alopecia, or what is it? Is it CCCA, who have received locks. I think that is all a matter of the tension, right? With my hair, you interlock all the way up, and of course, as you get closer to the roots, if you can't continue to interlock with your finger, there's a tool that is used, and that tool is going through the base of your hair. If someone is suffering from traction alopecia, you want to make sure that your loctician is not doing your reties too tight. So maybe they do less of a rotation, to leave a little space there so that it's not pulling. I know a big thing is a lot of people have gone to or haven't vetted the right person. Their locks were, not enough hair was used or put into the lock, which causes the lock to be heavy on the edges. So you would want to be mindful of that. Granted, there are people who have healthy heads of hair who have lost locks. It happens. Your loctician should be able to put it back in once the area grows back. So it's not that big of a thing. But they're not heavy. It's my hair just grouped into different sections. So it's as if I have my hair in twists and the twists are remaining. The fact that there's no extra hair added means that there's no weight. There's nothing pulling on my hair. And you can see how my hair is like fluffy. right? There's nothing pulling or tugging on my hair to pull the weight down. Excuse me. But just like with anything, any form of hair care practices, you want to make sure your braids are not tight, your twists are not tight, your locks are not tight. So yeah. Any other questions? I'm trying to see if I can think of anything else. I'm happy. I know that this was, well, it shouldn't have been a shock to my followers. I mean, I was dropping all the hints with my last mini twist. I was dropping all of the hints. Yeah, it wasn't a rash decision. It was something that I had been considering for a while. It is something that I spoke to my colorist about. I had my consultation, and I still, had 2 months in between my consultation and my establishment to get it done. We talk about time. Okay. The day of my establishment, I was nervous, of course, because this was a new me that was going to happen. I didn't know what my hair was going to look like. As soon as she finished the second day, I was like, the smile on my face was like, yeah, she likes it. Family likes it. Bae loves it. So, I mean, it worked out for me. Caroline says, thanks for sharing. Very informative. I have considered locks in the past, and I will be following your journey. Yes. I hope I didn't lose, or I hope I don't lose my loose natural followers. I mean, I still have more information, to share. My content will just look a little different, but recently I have been styling my hair anyway, which I can still do. I was starting to grow out of wash and goes. I have been doing wash and goes like exclusively for almost 3 years. I think since 2021 I started. And so I was kind of getting tired of them and wanted to go back to being able to style my hair and just looking and showing up different. I was tired of having the same style. And as I mentioned, like, I had gotten a new job. So that was also like an opportunity for me to kind of switch up a little bit, and try new things. And after I finished my 1 year probation, the locks came in. So, but yeah, hopefully, my followers will still stick along, and I'll, will gravitate to new followers as well, because the process is still the same. I still have to make sure my scalp is clean. I still will be styling. My products may be limited, but my discount code still works. So if you out there buying AG and Ember and the Glow by Day products and Curly Magic or any Uncle Funky's Daughter products, like, those discount codes still work. And I've used those products for a while. So now we're just on a different journey. I still have my foams, still have my mousses. Those will definitely be in heavy rotation. And so, that's not going to change. Shanique said, I said that when I saw you were getting locks. Mini twists were the test. They sure were. And if you haven't seen it, it's still posted on my page. I did a compilation of the micro mini twists that I have styled on my hair over the course of the years of me being natural. And I was just like, I want that again. The only difference is, when I do the mini twist, after 3 weeks, I was taking them out and I was doing something different. This time, I'm not taking them out. And this time I'll be styling my hair in the individual locks. Sometimes I feel like that too. I want to try a silk press, but I'm so scared. I said go for it. I also say vet your stylist, right? I only got a silk press once, but that's because I started with my stylist. I met with her, Carlene, in February for my color consultation. I think my appointment for my color consultation was in March. And, she knew me as, getting wash and goes, and she offered to do a wash and go. And I was like, I got color, you do silk presses. I've seen your work. Let's do the silk press. And that's the reason why I got it. I would have, if I did not get locks, I would have gotten a silk press at my next appointment, which would have been next month or in the new year, because this is, the time of the year for us for silk presses. I don't know how it is in Jamaica. It's always humid. Are the silk presses gonna last? Would be a question. But I definitely will, make sure to vet the person that you're going to do and check their work, because you don't want heat damage. You don't want any setbacks on your hair. As far as my locks and my establishment, it happened over the course of 2 days. I think she said it took us 14 hours. So I'm thinking like between 14, 15 hours. I came prepared with breakfast, lunch, snack, water. She had the streaming sites. We watched about 3 movies the first day. 3.5 movies the first day, 3 movies or 2.5 movies the second day, to get through my installation. It took her an hour alone to do my parts. From what I remember with how she did the parts, my hair was washed. I shampooed, conditioned my hair, and I styled it into halo braids or halo twists. No product. And I did that 2 days before my install. So and I blew it out. I blew it out and then I halo twisted it. So she could see what my length was like. My hair was stretched. It was easy for her to work through. It took her about an hour to do my parts. So after she took out my twist, she measured my length to ensure that the longest area of my hair was 8 inches. That's how we established the full price. She started with the middle part, which took a while, right? And I have a widow's peak, so it may not even be smack dab in the middle, but I think it is. It was a good job. But I wear a side part anyway. But it took an hour to do the parting. So we went from the middle, ear to ear, and then she had to do the parts on the side, coming up to the middle, and the parts on this side. And that was, I believe the front half was the first day. Oh, and some of the back. And some of the back she had did for the first day. And then the second day, we finished the back of my hair. And so we worked from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. the first day, give or take, because I was there a little earlier. And we didn't start exactly at 9 nor finish exactly at 6. And the second day, we worked from 9 to 3. And the same, we didn't start exactly at 9 and we didn't work up until 3. And it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So I was able to get through. I was nervous because I was like, well, how am I going to sit there for, all these 18 hours? People get their hair done 18 hours, 3 hours, 24. How am I going to do that? But it worked out for us. Caroline said, I've been scared of silk presses for the past 3 years, but I think 2024 will be the year. Girl, 2024 is almost over. So you must be going to get a silk press next month. You must be going to get a silk press next month. I would love to see a silk press on you though. So that would definitely be good. Be good to see. But yeah, that's the only thing that I feel like I would miss. Oh, 2025? Okay, yes. 2025 will be the year that you get your silk press. So I want to see. We all want to see. We all want to see. Any other questions? I can't really think of anything else. I talked about the process. I talked about the price. I don't know how many locks I have. We'll figure that out next year. I have my first retire in December, and so I can provide a little bit more insight on that. I did get my Sisterlock kit. That was included in my installation, but I haven't opened it yet. I know it contains the Sisterlock shampoo, so there is a specific shampoo that I'm supposed to use. I think for the first 6 months to a year. It's a clarifying shampoo. I can use any clarifying shampoo, and I have some Malibu undo glue that I can use, but I think I'm going to start with the Sisterlock shampoo. I did hear that that shampoo is drying, and it was recommended for me to dilute it in not a spray bottle like this, but not a mister, but the other spray bottles that we have that comes out in like a stream, so I can spray the shampoo and water mixture directly on my scalp and work that in and then rinse it out. Conditioner, I will not be using. I will talk to my stylist, my loctician, to see if I do want to use conditioner, if I can just use it where the color is on the length of the hair, if that's not going to be a setback. So we'll see how that goes. In the future, once I'm locked, I will go and get my color retouched. Same color, because I like the blonde. Oh, we might do something new. I don't know. We'll see how I feel sometime next year. Caroline said, I am done seeing stylists for this year. Okay, so vet your stylist now of who you want to do, your silk press. Make sure you see their work. Make sure they are, looking into the integrity of the hair, because you do not want a setback. You do not want heat damage, right? DL Ashley says, I may have missed it, but what made you decide to get locks? They look great. I was just ready for a change. I had mentioned that I was introduced to Sisterlocks sometime in like 2006, maybe earlier than that, when my aunt had them. I was relaxed at the time. I went natural in 2012, and I think my aunt cut her locks out around the same time. I don't know why, but I'm sure I will find out once she learns that I have my locks in. But I liked them, and that was my introduction to Sisterlocks, but I was relaxed and I wanted to experience my hair as a loose natural. And then 6 years ago, my loctician installed someone's locks who was a social media influencer who I followed. And I was like, okay, it's coming up again. I feel it. I think I want to do this, but not yet. Let me continue to work with my hair. I wanted to get color. 2021, 2020, it was learning how to do wash and go. So there were a lot of things that I wanted to do with my hair before committing to being locked. November of last year, my friend and colleague wanted to get her hair sister locked. I told her, go to Aziza. I've been watching her for years. If I ever get my hair locked, this is the person that I go to hands down. She ended up going to Aziza. She's been locked for a year. I loved her growth. I love how she feels about her hair. And I was like, I think I'm ready. Started a new job last year, November, and there's a young lady on the job who has Sisterlocks, and every time I see her walk past my desk, I'm just sitting there like, I'm gonna do it. And then I used to do mini twists often, and I loved putting my mini twists for 3 weeks, leaving them in for 3 weeks, not worrying about styling or doing anything to my hair. And I like the freedom and ease of it. So I was like, why not? Let's do it. And I don't know exactly what, I was just itching to get it done. I don't know why I decided now. I do know why. It's 2024. I am a blank 4 baby, meaning I was either born in 1974, 84, or 94, which means this year was a milestone birthday, right? And so I was ready to, to do something new and to make a change. So that kind of was like the driving force. Hey, Kim. Long time no see. How you doing, girl? Let's see. I see Caroline's question. Did I miss anything? Okay, no. What's the rationale for not using a conditioner, heavy or buildup? Oh, the reason. So you want the hair. Locks are pretty much, and the lock community don't come for me for this because I'm still new. But in my opinion, you're drying out the hair, right? Not to the point of breakage, but you want the hair to be dried, not like wet to dry, but dry out so that the hair is locking together. When we shampoo our hair, we're cleansing our hair, and then we go in with the conditioner, which softens the hair, right? And with your locks, with interlocking, You don't want the hair softened because that'll loosen up the hair and then the lock will unravel. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So once my hair is fully locked, fully established, probably a year from now or so, then I will be able to implement conditioner if necessary. Leave-in conditioners can be used, but you want to make sure that they are liquid or they're light because you don't want to cause buildup in the lock. Just like with oils is kind of like a softener and moisturizes or lubricates the hair. I know for myself, I'm not heavy with oils, and although I will be incorporating it in my spray bottle for my scalp, I wouldn't be putting it on my hands and rubbing it in because that's going to attract lint. And once the lint gets into the hair and it, we're drying it out and it gets embedded in there, it's hard to come out. So, that's a reason why. So, which is why when locks are first established or interlocks, I can only speak for Sisterlocks at this point. It's encouraged for you to use a clarifying shampoo because you're getting rid of any buildup, and you're kind of like drying out the hair to help with the locking process. So did you say you have to use a special shampoo? My Sisterlock installation came with a Sisterlock shampoo, which is a clarifying shampoo. It's a 4-ounce bottle. I don't even know where the kit is. It's somewhere. The kit came with a shampoo. I know it came with some rubber bands and some paperwork included, and it's to help with the process of locking the hair, to get the hair locked. So if I went and used, in a sense, hair bath, which is a moisturizing shampoo, that's going to leave my hair soft. It can unravel the lock, and that's not what we want. We want to make sure that the lock is solidified. And Kim says she's doing good. Good to hear that, Kim. Good to hear that. So, yeah. It's not necessarily a special shampoo. Sisterlocks has its own brand. The Sisterlock brand is trademarked. So they have, like, their own trainers. They have the way that they do their grit. They have their own tool. All of that is, like, within the business. And then there's a shampoo to go with it to help with the process. But I can use any clarifying shampoo that I want. So, but this is the hair. Those who joined late, I started the live. I'll save this live. I started the live with excuse me. I started the live with are they called Dutch braids? 2 large cornrows that have been in my hair since Friday. I braided my hair up like that for cycling to work out because I sweat from my hair. Not a lot, but I also, in reference to, to water as well. I want to help the hair lock, but I don't want to like loosen it. So that's why when I wash my hair and I band it, I have to wait for it to dry before I unravel it. We don't want what they call slippage. We do not want these locks to unravel because no one wants to sit down again for 15 hours to get them put back in. I will if I have to, but we don't want to. So we're doing our best. But those 2 braids is what resulted in the crinkles. And so I show you the other side. But this is what the hair is looking like. I don't know the size of the parts. I don't know how many locks I have. That information I do not know. But this is my grid. This is what it looks like. My parts can change. This is like hair length. Didn't realize my hair was, this long. And let me show you all the back. See if you can see the back. Turn it around. So this is how it looks.
Let's see.
So these are it. They are falling in the shape of my taper cut, which is great. That also means that as it grows out, they will grow out to be a bit, did y'all see that? Was I in frame? If I was out of frame, why y'all ain't tell me? They will, grow out in the shape, so they're all not going to be the same size. I don't know how I will handle that as the time comes. Like if I will cut them to be even or whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna let them do what they need to do. Every person's lock journey is different. My locks are not gonna look like the inspiration photos that I had. Your locks, if you get them, are not gonna look like mine. Like the hair is going to do what the hair wants to do. And that's why, everyone's journey is unique and individual to them. So I'm excited to see what my journey will be like. And my hair is not long enough for a full ponytail. I could put it half in a ponytail, but like this back can't go. I haven't done any styles other than the 2 braids. I don't want to put a lot of tension on the edges. But they are small. They're really tiny. And it just feels like baby braids. Like I also have to make sure like my nails are like filed down, like there's no chipping, no breakage, because of how often I stay in my hair. Like I have to, in the house, I just keep my bonnet on or my scarf on because I'll be all in my hair. And if my scalp can get a little itchy, because when I got my hair installed, I did not have any product on my hair. I don't have any product on it now. So, and I still have some of like the loose hair like shedding and coming out. But yeah, I haven't wet the bottom, like my ends. So I don't know if they will curl. It's not much left out anyway. If you can see, it's kind of like interlocked all the way down for the most part to the bottom. So Aziza did a very good job. A very good job. Very, very good. I'm very, very happy and satisfied, and I can't wait to see, how they grow and flourish and what they'll look like in a month and in 6 months and in a year. So, yeah. So if there are no further questions, I will end this live here. I will save it. If you are watching the replay, drop your questions below. If you were here and more questions come up later, do not hesitate to drop your questions, reach out. And yeah, I'll be here sharing information. And as I mentioned, I still have information on what I did with my hair when I was a loose natural. I still have my discount code, so you can use those things as needed, right? So with your shed hair, does it just get interlocked? Yes. So the way it works, from my understanding, is because I'm not combing through my hair to detangle. That's how we get rid of the shed hair, right? When we comb through or brush through and detangle. I'm not really doing that. So any hair that falls from the root is just going to fall into the lock, which is what helps the lock to solidify. So right now, because, I still have some looseness when I run through it, I can see not a lot. Last week it was a lot, but this week it's not much, like just little pieces of hair, mainly from the ends. But as my hair like sheds, it'll shed into the lock. I mean, it may, depending on how my hair is styled, it may just flow somewhere else, but for the most part, it remains within the lock. Yep. So, All right, friends, thanks for joining me this afternoon. I hope you all continue to have a wonderful Sunday and enjoy the upcoming holiday season, spending time with family in preparation for the end of the year, and continue to follow my pages. I am on Instagram, as you know. I am working on building my YouTube page, so if you don't follow me over there, why not? Go ahead. Same title, D Smiley B Face. And I am also on TikTok at D Smiley B Face. So those are the 3 platforms that I'm on. So come see me over there. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.